Ready?
Okay. Good to see you guys today. Concerning the game, the Jacksonville State played well, did what they had to do to win, and good job by Coach Park and his staff and his players. I thought we played hard. I thought we played physical in spots, but I thought they played more physical than we did, especially their defensive line, their offensive line. That's what we got thrown around a little bit, and some things we got to get taken care of there. We were always one score down. We could never, get the game tied and have a chance to every time we got within a touchdown, we give up another score. But it was a total team loss. On either side of the ball. I mean, he still only scored 27 points and he scored 7 points late. So, it really for basically the whole game, he only scored 20 points, and they gave up too many big plays on defense. Got yourself in a 10-0 hole, and we didn't get any turnovers. And we only had one, but they won the turnover margin. They had bigger plays than we did. So we got beat, kind of got punched in the mouth, and got to get ready for a quick turnaround this week.
You have to admit they're big plays 2 times. I mean, first time they had the ball, 3 plays they scored. Another time we had them down to 20 or 18 or something. Two plays they scored.
Right.
That killed us, didn't it?
Well, you never. That's the first time we've been behind in the FCS game, and we're down 10-0. First game, first snap of the game, we're in an aggressive. It's not total man coverage, but we misplayed the post, and we're supposed to get help from underneath, and the guy lost his eyes on the play action and didn't get back underneath the post, and we didn't stay on top of the post. So that's an easy throw and catch for him, and we've been making that play. Then there was a run that came out of there as well, or I assume that's when you're talking about the run of the other throw.
The second time they scored 2 plays with 2 long throws, 2 long passes.
Right. I can't remember the second one, but and then there was another time where it's 4th and 7 or so, and they came out of a quarterback scramble and was 24-17 at the time on 4th down. We're about to get the ball maybe at the minus 40 yard line, and their quarterback did a nice job, converted, and thought we were kind of held in some spots, but didn't get the call, and the guy was able to get first down.
Those 2 scores, it was tied, and those 2 scores right before halftime.
Yeah,
it really hurt us too, didn't it?
Put us down by 14, and and I still thought we had, we were in the game. You figure, and we did what we needed to do. We come out, we got a stop, we got the ball back, we scored. Made it a 7-point game with, a quarter and a half, left to play. But like I said, all day long they stayed, 1 play ahead of us, and whether it be coaching or playing, and so and we lost.
And having to settle for field goals when you needed touchdowns had to be disappointing too.
Yeah. Hadn't had, you moved on that Tennessee Tech game so quick and hadn't really analyzed, but there's always something here or there that causes you in that red zone not to get, but you're right. I mean, you settle for 2 field goals and, and let's go back to the snap.
Yeah.
I mean, we're down there, the guy was offsides. The guy was across the neutral zone, and, when you jump, we snap it. And for whatever reason, the flag was not thrown. And now our quarterback's got to stay locked in on the center. He turned his head. And then therefore it wasn't a bad snap at all. But if you get the flag, at least you get the 5 yards of free play. We didn't get the flag, and our quarterback took his eyes off the ball. We lose 20-something yards, and that's second goal from the plus 30, and settle for a field goal there. So we had 3 of those in the games. You can't win games against good teams doing that.
We weren't in the favor of receiving calls Saturday either. I know you don't want to talk about that publicly, but I saw you one time say that's 5-1. I saw when you told me, you said that's 5-1.
It did. You can call holding on every play. You can. I can take you guys over there and pull a video up, and you can say that's a holding right there. Well, not on that play. It didn't get called. So that can be frustrating at times. You hope over the year it balances out for you. The one I'm concerned about, and I hadn't heard back from the conference office yet, though, is the what I consider targeting.
Yes.
Now, like I said, I've also had the opportunity to look at it, on instant replay and stuff like that. But I saw a player launch himself, and and our guy Chris Thompson did a great job to hold on that football, and that was an outstanding individual effort. But so anyway, I'm still waiting to hear back from the office on that one.
As far as Tennessee Tech goes, had a quarterback, Darian Stone. I understand he was injured this past week. Do you know what his status is for coming up?
I have not heard anything. I'm sure he's playing. He's a really good player. I mean, he beat us last year. mean, he had an unbelievable game against us last year. Our players remember that. We're focusing on this game. I mean, he's going to be in there, take every snap, and he's a very good player. But you've got to be ready to contain him.
And he's a mobile quarterback too.
Yep. And can throw, and like I said, we got all of him we wanted last year, and we didn't handle him very well.
How do you plan? I mean, from what I remember, he ran quite a bit in the second half of that game, just kind of extending plays and things like that. How do you plan to stop that a little better this time around?
Well, not what we did last year. I can tell you that much. I mean, we didn't have a very good plan and didn't execute it, the plan that we had. So we'll put some wrinkles in together, and when you rush, right, you got to contain. When you blitz, you got to contain. When you play zone coverage, you got to get your eyes in the right spot and know when he does take off. Things like that. He's going to get yards. He's going to get yards. But you just hope, you contain him. You hope that when you do blitz, you get the sack, you put him in long yardage, so when he does get yards, right, he still comes up a few yards short of the first down.
Coach, when you guys get to Cookeville next week, when you get to the stadium, how much will what happened last year be on your players' minds, do you think?
I hope a lot. Now we're a totally different team from last year in some aspects, but we're coming off a loss, and we're going back to a place that we left the conference championship laying on the field. So I shouldn't have to say a whole lot this week. I should be ready to go.
You've talked about earlier in the season how you want to get help for Jeremy. You kind of saw Chris Thompson pick up the slack and played a very solid game in the outfield, so it gave you that extra option.
It did. I thought all the receivers did some good things. A lot of things we got to clean up. We're not as polished as we need to be, but the guys made some individual plays and sacrificed their bodies and took some big hits and held on to the football. So that was a positive. It was good to see somebody else get a show up on the stat sheet. It really was.
And you're starting to see Farr become a little bit more comfortable in offense. He stays back there and looks for his receivers instead of just scrambling at the first opportunity.
He did some good things. He really did. He's another guy too who throws his body around. He's going to do what he can to help you win the game. And there were some really good plays that he made. There's some other things that I hope the more time he sees different things, it slows down, and there's some throws he needs to make. There's some protection issues that he needs to get us in the right protection to avoid a sack. But the guy competed, and that's the first time that he's played in that type of game where we needed him to throw that much. And I thought, on grade scale, I'd give him a low B. I thought he gave us a chance to win, but we didn't block him good. Give their defensive line credit. We needed to take some pressure off that passing game and be able to run the ball more effectively. And you say, well, I wish I would have called more runs, and maybe we could have sorted some things out. But I felt like they were kind of in control of our run game.
Is it an advantage of coming off a loss to have a short week, or are you kind of proud to get back on the field?
That's what I'm telling myself. But I can tell you this: 3 games in 13 days. That's tough on us. Now Tech's in the same boat, but it's tough. I saw some guys sore last night. Saw some guys limping around last night. The trainer sheet. The injury report's a lot longer than it's been, just from nobody out, but can't practice today. Got limited contact. Things like that. So I'm sure both sides have got it. Just got to overcome it.
As far as Tennessee Tech, we talked a little about their offense. What defensively stands out to you from what you know about them?
They've done a good job the last couple of weeks. Turnovers have played into their giving up some points. Okay, some missed. If they tackle just a little bit better, that I'm not so sure that the outcome of that Murray game is not a little bit different. And they let Powell get out of a couple of runs. And, he had 100-something yards, but it wasn't on any big ones. It was just he came out of a crowd of people. They tackled him. It's a very tight game. So where they're supposed to be, they've got a good scheme. They're just solid. They really do. They play just solid, make you execute.
Are we in must-win situation every week now?
I think you always are. You're never playing for second place. You play try to win every game that you can play. And if you don't win this week, I'm not going to say your conference titles are over by any means, because there's still 6 games left to go in the season, but you have to have help. And where right now you still control your own destiny.
Do you think this Tech defense is better than it was last year?
I can't even remember last year, really, besides just the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But we scored some points last year, but we didn't necessarily just have our way.
Mm-hmm.
But they've beaten us the last 2 times, and so that's one of the teams that we haven't that we've lost as many as that we've won against. And Coach Brown does a good job, and they got a new defensive coordinator this year, so they're different than they were last year.
So you know Watson Brown pretty well. Do you expect any new wrinkles?
Oh
in
yeah.
Thursday night's game.
Yeah, he'll always have something for us, and he's been coaching offense for a long time, so it's not like he has to invent anything. He's done it before at some time in his career, and he'll roll it out, and we'll hopefully adjust to it.
What's your practice schedule like?
Tonight, we went last night. We go tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and Wednesday afternoon. Then we'll leave here and we'll drive to Nashville Wednesday night. Stay in Nashville Wednesday night.
You said Tech has a new defensive coordinator. What are you expecting from him?
Right? You study the tendencies on tape, and they're very multiple, 4 down, 3 down. They blitz like almost every snap last week against Murray, and but it's not man blitzes. It's zone pressures, and but it's if you don't have the right, you don't know what you're doing, you'll have a lot of tackles lost.
We had several players injured during the game the other day. Is everybody going to play Thursday night?
Let's see. I don't think we lost. I think there's an offensive lineman, Dominic Bond, who's the backup for us, is dealing with concussion. So don't know if he'll be able to play. But besides that, everybody will try to go.
As far as Butler, you said on Saturday you thought that was cramps. Is that what it was?
Yeah. He cramped up, and I think we had 102 offensive snaps. So, and that's you have and like I said, those stats are for losing coaches, because you have 102 snaps, you only score 27 points. So, and we've never been a team that said we want so many snaps. Right? I just want to score, and so if we go fast, slow down, or whatever, we got to start scoring more points.